Shut up and sit down.
And here he is, Badgers super senior. We're going with that. Brad Davison, Badger basketball. What's up, Brad? Thanks for being here on Inside Wisconsin.
Appreciate you guys having me on. Excited to be on.
Yeah, super senior. Okay, so a lot of times I knew super seniors, and that was because the dudes, they kept, they had to leave school because their grades weren't great. Then they'd come back, and they'd been there forever, man. Like, when did you show up on campus? Because I feel like it was when Barry Alvarez, the same year Barry arrived to coach.
So I graduated from high school in 2017. That was my graduation class. So it would be the summer of 2017. So only 5 years. A lot of people stay in college for 5 years. I know everyone says I've been here for 9 or 10, but it hasn't been quite that long.
But you're rare. You've been able to play that long, right? Usually you don't get that. So that's a unique situation that you have there.
True that.
Absolutely. I see that. I see myself as very fortunate and kind of as a gift. My goal and my dream growing up was to play college basketball at the highest level. And I feel very fortunate to not only have been able to play for 4 years of eligibility, but also probably one of the very few select people that have been able to play for 5 years of eligibility. So I feel very fortunate in that sense.
Did you do senior day twice? I was trying to find that and couldn't find it. Did you have to do that twice?
Yes, but the COVID senior day was about as plain, and basically we walked out, took a picture with Coach Guard, waved to a few cardboard cutouts, and then we played a scrimmage against Iowa.
and so this year's senior day was a totally different ball game for you. And I love, Brad, that you wear your emotions on your little elbow pad, man. I mean, it's all out there for you. Talk to us about how much senior day, the way it was supposed to go, meant to you here at the end of the season.
It was super special. I always say the wins and losses, the Big Ten titles are great. But what I really am going to remember and cherish are the relationships and the people that I was able, to experience these memories with. So my coaching staff, my teammates, Badger Nation, but also, just to have my fiance there on the court, have my parents on the court. Everyone kind of sees the final product on the basketball court in those 40 minutes, but there's a lot of sacrifice and time and care that goes into it to give me that opportunity. So kind of just all these emotions bundled up into that last game. Definitely is an emotional night, but it was so special just to have the people that I love and care about there with me, and to play in the Kohl Center one last time.
I just want you to know, as the guy making fun of you for being that, I got through college in 4.5 and 2 summers. So I didn't exactly fast track it either when it comes through. You talk about the guys in that relationship. The track team I was on at Missouri, we used to joke. I mean, we had an official chicken and the biscuit was our official snack cracker. We'd pile 25 guys in a room and watch Young and the Restless in a 50 Scott motel in Nebraska. Like what kind of stuff like that? Give me an example of sort of that kind of bonding thing that you guys do. That's not the 40 minutes that I get to see on ESPN when you're playing the game.
Yeah, I think my favorite memory of this year is actually we played blackjack on road trips. So we have a group of 4: myself, Johnny Davis, Stephen Crowell, and Chris Boat, CV. We get in some heated blackjack matches on all road trips, all plane rides, in the hotel. It's how we kill downtime. We have so much fun. It gets a little heated. We probably take a little bit more risk than we would at a casino, to say, but it's super, super fun. And so that is a good example. But also we always try to do team dinners on off days, and we get the team card. You get to go have a nice expensive meal. We always take advantage of those when we get the opportunity. So obviously, on the court, in the weight room, those are great for relationships, to strengthen relationships. But, those relationships are developed and started off the court in the summer, in the fall, and then, as we like to say, playing blackjack.
First off, how heated can it be? Like, it's 21. The thing's pretty simple.
It's pretty simple, but we also get a little personal with it. So if whoever's the dealer, it's always their fault. It's always their cheating. It's always they try to do it. And then it breaks into an argument, which obviously they didn't cheat. No one's counting cards, but you just got to make it seem like everyone's against you.
Nobody's dealing off the bottom. Nobody.
Yeah. You got to keep your eye on the dealer. And the rest of our teammates watch to make sure no one's cheating.
But of the group you have there, which one do I want to go to Vegas with?
Well, it depends. Do you want to make money or do you want to be entertained?
No, it's a cash transaction. I'm strictly in it for the dough.
Okay, you probably want to go with me or CV because we are strictly we go by the book usually. If you want to be entertained, Johnny's a little bit more of a risk taker.
But 8s and aces, we're splitting. We're good. Then I'm with you.
Yeah, we're splitting. We're by the book. We're
Sure.
hitting on 12. We're staying on 15. Let the dealer bust.
Brad, I watched the YouTube spot, the Big Ten spot that they did about what makes Brad Davison tick. What was it like doing that? That was a great deal.
It was super fun. The Big Ten journey is something that I spent a lot of time watching growing up. Being from Minnesota, I became a big fan of the Big Ten, and I was always watching Big Ten Network. So I really always enjoyed watching the journey because you obviously you get to watch the players play inside the lines. You get to know them as a basketball player, but to have the opportunity to get to know these athletes as the person too is always such a cool opportunity. So to have them there, interviewing my parents and my fiance, being on the boat, fishing with them, just trying to get a little glimpse inside of my life outside of the basketball court was a really special opportunity.
Dave Repson and Mike Hall are good buddies of mine. So if you want to switch, we can get Trevor and I out of here, and we can bring those guys in if you prefer Big Ten Network talent. That's not bad.
No.
Okay.
I'm content. I like this crew too. This is big time.
Nice. I can get Mike like that. Believe me, I've all but babysit that guy's kid. Hell, I'm old enough. I babysat Mike. You mentioned you're from Minnesota. Tell me about the recruiting process that brought you to Madison.
So Coach Gard was actually the first coach I ever talked to in the recruiting process when I was in 8th grade here on a team camp. And then Coach Krabanoff, who's our head assistant, he was the first coach who ever offered me a scholarship at South Dakota State when I was in 8th grade. So when Coach Crab came over my junior year of high school and those two coaches, joined forces, the stars kind of aligned for me here at the University of Wisconsin.
What's so romantic about the Big Ten? I mean, I like it, and it's a great. I just wondered what is it about that conference?
I think with me growing up in the Midwest, that was the league that I watched all the time. So, I watched Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan State, Ohio State. Those were the teams that I watched on TV all the time. So, therefore, those were kind of the programs and the conference that I really enjoyed watching. And then as I got older, I want to become a coach someday. And I love the brand of the Big Ten. I love the physicality. I love the style of play. I love the diversity of the way the teams play and the programs and the coaches. So I become a Big Ten guy as I got older as well.
You're totally a Big Ten guy. First off, you're too smart to coach, so I think you should aim higher.
You sound like Coach Gard.
The other part is this Williams Arena thing that you got to step up to get on the floor. Like, that's crazy. Thank God you didn't go there. That place is that place is messed up. It's like in Vandy, right, where the benches are at the end of the court. Williams Arena is the same way. If I got to stand up to climb stairs to get on the court, I don't have any part with that. Stay at the Kohl Center. You made the right choice.
Right, but we always joke that I'd probably be hurt by now because of the times that I've dove off the floor trying to save a ball or taken a charge and slid off the court because I would have fell off the elevated surface. So probably a good health decision to go to Wisconsin too.
Yeah, so that's where the shoulder issues came from. Now we fully understand that freshman year, right? Diving all over the place in Minnesota. You talked a little bit about it earlier. Did you get a scholarship offered to you in 8th grade?
Yes, from South Dakota State University, Coach Crab and Coach Nagy.
Well, I don't know what you were doing in 8th grade, John, but I certainly wasn't getting offered any free rides anyplace.
Listen,
my goodness.
Until I was 21, the greatest invention ever in college is the lanyard. If I'd have had that when I was in college, that would have saved me so much trouble. As often as I couldn't find my keys and everything else, that's where I was. And that was when I was 21. So I can't even imagine that. At 8th grade, I was worried I was going to get into the high school.
Right. All right, Brad, before we go to break, one more. As you talked about growing up watching the Big Ten and so on, you mentioned in an interview that Wisconsin was the premier program. So take us back to Brad Davison growing up. What was it about Wisconsin that stuck out for you?
I think the thing that sticks out is I was in high school from 2013 to 2017. So that means I was watching the 2014, 2015 Final Four teams and just their ability to not only win games and the system and style they were playing, but I really enjoyed just their style of play and just I'm a big team guy. I'm not really into the whole personal achievement. And so just the way they play with each other, the swing offense, their ability to find guys. It was kind of a different guy every night. They obviously had stars in Frank Kaminsky and Sam Decker, but they had a lot of other guys that, did a lot of things for their team and the style of play. So I grew up I was going through high school in a time where Wisconsin was definitely the elite standard of the Big Ten.
We'll take that. More with Brad Davison, super senior with the Wisconsin Badgers basketball program. It is March. We will get to some of that when we come back. We are Inside Wisconsin.
Inside Wisconsin is brought to you by Baycare Clinic, Cobblestone Creek, the University of Wisconsin-Platteville, Mill Home Supper Club, Festival Foods, Capital Credit Union, North Star Mohican Casino Resort, American Family Insurance, Roll Tech, and by Miller Lite.
Helpful critiques, ideas, great stories, people we should know, the great bar in your town, the fish fry you want to know, the fish boil, anything that you want to reach out to us with. We are happy. We are here. You can be the inputters. We're here to listen.
J.A., I promised to do some homework. I have found out.
Oh, I know what this is. What do you got?
Yeah. How much is it for one of everything at Festival Foods? March Madness put out the spread. I texted a great friend, Frank, over there at Festival Foods, and I said, Frank, March Madness spread. We want one of everything in the store. What is it? So here's the over-under that Frank set.
Hang on.
This is, okay.
Does this include paper goods, cat litter, or is this strictly food?
This is strictly a human edible in the store at Festival Foods.
So we are putting the foods in Festival Foods.
We are literally putting the foods in Festival Foods, and it is the ultimate March Madness spread, one of everything from Festival Foods. Frank says there's 40,000 items at Festival Foods. And he said with an average cost of $3.20, he says the over-under is $128,000. One of everything from Festival Foods.
And is that like counting grapes as one? Not like a whole bundle of grapes? Could be
I think it's a bundle.
138.
No, an average cost
eggs, or just here's eggs.
128 grand. That is the ultimate March Madness spread from Festival Foods. One of everything, over under 128 grand. Man, I'm coming to that party.
How many carts that's going to take?
I'm not finding that out. We're not doing that.
Yeah, and how many bags?
Yeah, a lot of bags. A lot of the plastic yellow bags that say Festival Foods. Good stuff. All right, shop at Festival Foods for March Madness.